Sometimes a single clue, a fingerprint, a forgotten CCTV, or even a cigarette butt can crack a case that's gone cold for decades. Could one tiny lead finally solve a mystery that's haunted investigators for years? Today, we're counting down the 7 most powerful leads that could finally solve America's hardest cold cases. Cold cases aren't just stories from the past. They're active mysteries waiting for justice. Why do so many homicides remain unsolved, even in the digital age? Often, it's not about what was missed years ago. It's about the leads that can reopen doors today. DNA is the game changer of modern investigations. Could a single hair or drop of blood hold the key to decades-old murders? Even decades-old evidence can yield results with today's technology. From a hair in a rug to blood on clothing, samples can now be compared against massive databases. Even a partial profile can give detectives a fresh lead. Remember the Golden State Killer. How did genealogy finally bring him to justice after decades of terror? Old surveillance footage, even blurry, can be invaluable. Could that grainy security clip from years ago finally reveal the truth? A car driving by, a time-stamped shadow, a license plate. Small details that may have been overlooked can now be enhanced with modern software. Sometimes, a missing person can be traced years later simply through previously ignored security footage. Time can change memory. Could a neighbor's forgotten detail finally crack an unsolved case? Re-interviewing witnesses often uncovers details they didn't realize were important. Maybe a neighbor remembers a car, or someone now feels safe to speak. Every cold case board lists people to call, and sometimes it's the 7th or 8th conversation that finally breaks the silence. Transactions, credit card activity, and phone pings can reveal movements, timelines, and connections. Could a simple phone ping or bank transaction expose a killer? Even old records, when digitized and analyzed, can show patterns that were missed in real time. Some cases were solved years later, simply by cross-referencing old phone logs with newly discovered evidence. Sometimes, the clue isn't on a person. It's on the property they own or visited. Could hidden property records expose a suspect no one suspected? Land ownership, abandoned buildings, or rental history can connect suspects to a scene or a victim that was previously unknown. Investigators have reopened cases simply by digging into property records and linking overlooked locations. Old evidence deserves a second look. Could advances in forensic science finally solve what was once impossible? Toxicology, ballistics, and trace evidence analysis can reveal details invisible to earlier investigators. Many cold cases are solved when forensic science finally catches up. Unlikely as it sounds, graves and cemetery records can unlock mysteries. Could a forgotten grave hold the key to a decades-old unsolved murder? Unmarked burials, mismatched records, or forgotten plots can reveal a victim's identity, a critical step for reopening investigations and connecting the dots. Whether it's DNA, CCTV, witness re-interviews, financial or property records, forensic retesting, or even cemetery research, each lead can be the difference between decades of mystery and justice served. Which of these leads could finally crack a case that has haunted families for generations? Often, it's a combination of these leads that finally solves a mystery. If you have information on an unsolved case, contact your local authorities or official tip lines. Could your tip be the one that finally brings justice after decades? Share this information to keep these leads in the spotlight. Every lead matters. Every case deserves justice. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and help bring answers where they've been missing for far too long. Could you help solve a mystery that's gone cold for decades?